Hey everyone, it's Zoe and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing something kind of fun, kind of different. I'll be doing a challenge video, which is followers pick my makeup. So a few days ago on Instagram, I posted polls to my story and had you guys vote for a bunch of different products, which I'm going to be using today. So before we get started, I just want you to know I'm not contouring today because I can't find my contour palettes. I have like a bronzer, but it's not going to be the same, so I'm just not going to contour. And yeah, so let's get started with that. Again, along the way today, I'll be showing you guys tips on how to do makeup when you have glasses. A lot of these, as I normally say, I incorporate all the time, and there's some new tricks that I'm going to share with you guys today, which will be kind of fun. So let's get to it. So for primer today, we will be using the Maybelline primer. I had you guys vote between the Maybelline one and the Touch and Soul one. The Maybelline one actually won by a lot. I think it was like 80 to 20 or something like that. I'm kind of surprised because I thought you'd guys vote for this one, but I was wrong, so I'm going to be using this one today. So I'm just going to take some of this. Oh, I have some left. Okay, I'm going to take this here, and I'm just going to put it all over my face, just doing a few dots. I'm just going to rub this all in. This primer is pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's a good drugstore option. It's probably one of the best because it's cheap and it does a pretty good job for compared to the rest of the drugstore ones. Yes, primer is considered a hoax, and it still is a hoax. Like, it doesn't really do anything, but I just find it kind of gives a nice base before foundation. It doesn't let the foundation seep into your pores as much. So hopefully I'm right about that. Otherwise, I'm just wasting money on primer, but hopefully I'm right. Alright, now let's move on to foundation. Okay, so for foundation, I had you guys pick between two, the Morphe and the Sephora collection. The Morphe one won. Again, I think the Morphe one actually won by a lot. So this is the Morphe Fluidity Foundation in shade F1.5. So I'm just going to put some of this on the back of my hand here, and I'm just going to use a Morphe M446 brush to put it on. Now this is going to be kind of awkward because the foundation, the Morphe one, is a little too light for my skin tone, so I normally use a little bit of the Sephora one to put in it to like even it out. So it's going to be a little white today, but that's okay. I'm just going to do a squirt of this. Not too crazy. I don't want anything too full coverage. I'm just going to apply this all over my face. So I'm just going to take the brush and just do a few dots. I'm just going to rub it in. I'm just going out for dinner after this, so I don't want it to be too glam, just kind of a little subtle. A trick I learned recently, actually, oh my gosh, this is really pale, but that's okay. A trick I learned recently, actually, is if you're going for more of a light coverage look, kind of like maybe if you're just putting on some foundation to wear to school or something, put a pump of moisturizer in it. Therefore, it's not as reactive on your skin, and it kind of balances it out a bit, and it doesn't make the foundation as harmful. So yeah, you know, maybe put a pump of moisturizer in there. Now, I always put it on my eyes, just so it kind of gives it a clean slate. I'm gonna blend this down my neck. This is white. That's fun. I'm just gonna keep blending it out a lot, so hopefully it will make it a little thinner. I'm gonna keep patting this. I really like this buffer brush. It's not the typical M439, which is like the common one. I like the 446 better. I don't know, it's just a better top for my face, I guess. I don't know, I just like applying foundation with it better. But a lot of people like the 439, and it is a good brush. I'm not dissing it, but I just like the 446 better. And they're the same price. Okay, now that foundation's done, let's move on to concealer. I just put my glasses back on and saw how white I looked, so I might add a little bit of the Sephora collection one after this video's done, just because this isn't working out. So I had you guys pick two concealers. I think I picked the Maybelline one and the Nurse one, and you guys voted for the Nurse one. So this is Nurse in shade Vanilla, which is light 2, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use actually a dry beauty blender. I learned this trick from the company that sent me these Axia, and I actually really like it for concealer using it dry. I don't know, I just find it doesn't absorb as much as the product, so you can get a better full coverage look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start by doing this under my eyes. I'm just gonna dab this around. And then after I apply all my concealer, I'm gonna use the same foundation brush just to kind of buff everything out. I'm gonna put some of this on my chin to cover up some pimples here. A little bit up here. Then right in the middle here, just blend that out. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit above my eyebrow here. I will use the concealer again when I do my eyebrows to like cut them out and stuff, but just for now, I'm just gonna leave it with that. Now let's move on to powder. Okay, so for powder today, I had you guys pick between the IT Cosmetics By My Pores and the Kat Von D Lock-It powder. I can only find this one in a mini, so that's what I'll be using today. You guys voted for the Kat Von D powder. It was about 60 to 40. So let's just get started with that. So I'm just gonna dump it in a bit. I'm gonna open it up. I'm just gonna grab my little sponge here. I'm not gonna bake today, just because I'm not contouring. I'm not doing anything totally crazy. So I'm just gonna grab a powder brush here and just kind of dab it on my chin. There's a lot of powder here. On my cheeks. Kind of just where I want the foundation to be really set. On my forehead, just in the middle here. And then under my eyes. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe off the excess bit. I'm not baking, as I said before, because I'm not contouring really, but you can still bake without contour. I just don't really have the time to bake. I do have the time today, but I'm just showing you guys like what I normally do on a normal school day, and it kind of still works. I find that baking is kind of overrated, but it does do something, I guess, if you're contouring, but for like a normal everyday look, you don't have to bake. So the next thing I had you guys vote for was brows. So I had you guys vote between pencil or powder, and you guys voted for pencil. It was like 90 to 10, so we'll be using pencil today. So this is just the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in shade 3. I'm not gonna really draw out my brows. I'm just gonna kind of fill them in a bit, then just go around with some concealer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. But first, I'm just gonna brush them out here with my little spoolie. So how I do that is I kind of just brush them up. Brush all the hairs up on both eyebrows. And then I'm just gonna go and kind of shape them a little more straight today. I don't want them to be like crazily arched. So I'm just gonna kind of make them nice and straight-ish. Yeah, so now the top's a little bit more flat, not as curved. So now I'm just gonna go in with the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil and just kind of fill them in a bit. I never actually really fully draw out my brows because I just find it looks a little too much. Like on like James Charles and like beauty gurus like that. Like it looks good on them, but I just find on me it just doesn't look the best. I don't know, I just find that it takes up too much space on my face. And I just like having a kind of a simple brow. So I'm just gonna fill them in just to make them look a little bit darker. I like this brow pencil compared to the Gimme Brow because I find the Gimme Brow one makes the hairs look too thick, and this one kind of just makes them look nice and natural. So if you kind of want something fast and just for a little extra natural look, I do recommend this brow pencil. So now I'm just gonna go in with the concealer again that I just used and just kind of clean up my brows a little bit just on a concealer brush. If I can find one. I'll be back in a sec once I find one. Found it! It was really at the bottom of all my brushes, which is kind of funny. So I'm just gonna go now and just clean these up a little bit. I'm not gonna do underneath because it's kind of already really light there, and I just want to kind of clean them up at the top a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead with this little brush here and just kind of outline them a bit. And kind of make sure they look nice in the shape that I want them to. And that's really all I'm gonna do. Just kind of making them look a little more shaped. This also helps if you mess up with the brow pencils. Instead of erasing, you can kind of just cover it up with concealer. And that's another reason why I like that brown pencil. The brow pencil is easy to cover up. So if you're someone who's not the best at doing brows like me, I truly recommend it because then it's easy to cover up the mistakes. Just a little underneath here just to cover that up. And that's all for brows today. Now let's move on to the next step. So next up, we're gonna do eyeshadow, and I had you guys pick between the James Charles palette and a Too Faced palette. You guys voted for the James Charles palette, so we're gonna have fun with this today. So I'm just gonna use actually all the colors in the middle row. Guys, go for a like a red smoky eye kind of look. So I'm just gonna start by using Morphe M447 brush and just take a little bit of this shade here and just put it in the crease. Before I already primed my eyelids, sorry I didn't show you guys that step, but I do recommend with this palette to prime your eyelids. So I'm just gonna take this brush here and I'm just gonna put this kind of right above the crease. just kind of like that. A tip when you can't see is, again, feel your lid, and then when you kind of feel the break between the lid and like the rest of your eye before your brow, that's where you kind of want to put the brush and then just wave back and forth. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just keeping my finger there so I know I kind of move it around my finger like an arc. And that's that eye, so I'm just gonna grab some of them more of that. And I'm just kind of do the same thing on the other eye. So now that that's done, I'm just gonna take this kind of fluffy brush here and take this color, this yellowish, and just blend out the top just so it's not as harsh. And I'm just gonna close my eyes and just put it at the top of the orange and just kind of blend it out a bit. These colors blend super nicely and it just creates a really nice effect. I don't know, the middle row of this palette I absolutely love. I probably use the middle of the palette the most because all the colors really match each other well and they blend super nicely, as you can tell. I'm just gonna finish off with that. Put my glasses back on to make sure everything looks okay, which it does. So now I'm gonna move on to the next color. Okay, so the next step is we're just gonna darken up the crease a little bit. So I'm just gonna take this flatter brush here. I'm just gonna go in with this shade right here. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and just darken up the crease a bit. So I'm gonna kind of put it where my finger was before, and that's where I kind of want to apply the product. So I'm just gonna feel that divot in my eye and just apply it all in there. The nice thing about these colors is it's okay if you mess up because they will still all look good together anyways, which is why I like this palette. They blend super well, so it's okay if you mess up a little bit. So I'm just gonna take a little bit more of this. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, now I'm just gonna take this fluffy blender here and I'm just gonna blend it all together. We'll be blending it more, so it's okay if you don't fully blend it. There'll be a lot of blending for this eye look. So now I'm just gonna grab this small Morphe brush here. This is the Morphe 562. I love this brush for the outer corner. It's literally the perfect shape. I don't know, it just works so well. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this shade here and just apply that in the outer corner. I'm just gonna apply it here and then just bring it up into the crease a little bit. And now I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. And then I'm actually deepening it up even more. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of this really dark purple shade here, just the tiniest bit. And I'm just gonna put that in the corner and just blend it in. Just to give it really that nice smoky effect feel. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm just going to grab the blender here and I'm just going to blend it all together. And you really want to blend it out so it doesn't look like it's kind of like each shadow is like a line. So they blend together a lot better. I'm just going to do that on this side. Alright, now it's time to move on to the lid. So I'm not going to cut the crease today and kind of just put a little bit of shimmer on the lid. So I'm just going to grab some of my Morphe Prep and Set here and just spray the end of my brush just so it picks up the shimmer a lot better. And I'm going to use this one right here, this kind of metallic red, and just apply this on the center of my lid. This color looks so nice with this eye look. And it's okay if you're not perfect with applying this because you're gonna put stuff around it too. We're gonna go for a little bit of a halo eye little effect here. And I'm just gonna do the same thing with the other eye. Okay, now I'm just gonna grab this brush here that I went in to darken up the crease with, but I'm just gonna make sure it's clean. And I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this shimmery shade here, and I'm just gonna go ahead lightly and just put it over top of the red kind just to not make it look as intense. Then the last step here is I'm just going to grab this angled fluffy brush here, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of this shade right here to put in the inner corner and to to fill in kind of a little bit of the outer corner. And it's okay if it goes over top of the sparkle a little bit. Then you can use this brush to kind of just blend everything together. Just a little more. Do the same thing. Now we can put our glasses back on, just make sure everything looks okay, which it does. And that's our eye look today. Now let's move on to the next step. I'm not using any eyeliner today, which means the next step is mascara. And for mascara, I had you guys pick between the Benefit mascara and the NYX Cosmetic one, and the Benefit mascara one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab that here, and I'm just gonna apply this to my lashes. This is the Benefit They're Real mascara. Again, I wanna use the magnifying mirror. I'm just gonna plop this on. And then a hint if you want to make them look more curled is you can just kind of go here and blink, and it kind of curls them up a little bit. A little bit on the bottom. And that is it. Now we can move on to the next step. So for highlighter today, I had you guys pick between the Becca one and the Profusion one, and you guys picked the Becca one. So we're going to go ahead and dip into some of this. This is in the shade Opal, so I'm just gonna go with my highlighter brush here. Just apply this to the highest points of my face, being the cheeks. Just kind of here. And then just my nose, lip, and that's it for highlight. The last thing here today that I had you guys pick between is the lips. So I chose a MAC lipstick and a Jeffree Star, and you guys voted for Jeffree Star. So this is the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Mannequin. I'm just gonna pop some of this on. I'm not gonna do a gloss today, I'm just gonna kind of keep it matte. I hate putting on lipstick in videos because then I can't talk and explain what I'm doing, which is not the best. But I didn't line my lips because I'm not overlining them, so I didn't want them to look bigger, so I just kind of just did this just to kind of make it look a little more neutral. I'm just gonna put this on the top. This is gonna sound kind of weird, but if the taste of lipstick matters to you, or the smell, I recommend this one because it smells like root beer and tastes like root beer. It is so satisfying. I know all of his lipsticks and like lip glosses like smell and taste really good. I don't know if they're all root beer, but this one smells and tastes like root beer, and it's really good. So I'm just gonna clean that up there, and that's it for lips. Now I'm just gonna finish off by setting my face using the Morphe Prep and Set. I'm just gonna give my face a nice squirt of this. And that's it for today's look. Thank you guys so much for helping me out today by picking my makeup. It was super fun, and I love the look that came out besides the foundation match, but that's okay. Next week, it'll be a lot better, I promise. I'll be fixing that. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe if you're not already, and check out my Instagram at beautythroughtheeyesofzoe. I post a new video every Saturday at 2 p.m. so be sure to watch out for that and turn the bell on for notifications so you know when the video goes up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.